Hey Falcons fans, pay close attention. I just got back from Flowery Branch with exclusive information that will completely transform your expectations for 2025. The intensity? Stratospheric. The competition? Brutal. And there's a silent revolution happening on our offensive line that nobody is talking about until now. What I witnessed wasn't just practice, it was the birth of a red and black wall. Our trenches are being forged in the fire of the fiercest competition I've seen in years covering this team. And that weakness everyone loves to point out? It's over. We're talking about a complete transformation in mentality, technique, and attitude that will protect our franchise quarterback like never before. But there's a crucial detail that changes everything: a secret weapon being prepared in the shadows of Flowery Branch that could be the difference between playoffs and Super Bowl. And I have all the details. Fire stop everything and hit play now. In the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly why 2025 will be the year Atlanta dominates the trenches. But warning, if you're true Falcons, subscribe now and hit that notification bell, because the next updates I'll bring straight from camp will be even more explosive. Rise up and let's go together on this journey. Yo, when was the last time you heard about an ogre mentality in the NFL? That's right, you haven't. But our veteran left tackle just revealed something that's going to have defensive coordinators shaking in their boots. We're talking about a transformation so complete, so dominant, that it's literally changing the game for our new franchise quarterback's protection. Let me break this down for you because this is huge. Jake Matthews, our anchor on the offensive line, our veteran leader who's been in the trenches for years, just dropped a bomb about Caleb McGarry that's going to change how you see our offensive line forever. When Matthews talks, people listen. And when he says McGarry has an ogre mentality, you better believe there's something special happening. This ain't your typical offensive line story, people. This is about a player who went from giving up 13 sacks in his rookie year to becoming an absolute monster in the trenches. Think about that for a second: 13 sacks. Most players would crumble under that pressure, would lose confidence, would become a liability. But not McGarry. This man took that adversity and turned it into fuel. The numbers don't lie. This man hasn't had a double-digit sack season since his first year. That's 5 straight years of improvement, and now he's got a whole new responsibility that's going to define our season. We're talking about a player who's evolved from a rookie getting beat left and right to a dominant force who strikes fear into the hearts of pass rushers. Here's where it gets crazy. With our new left-handed gunslinger under center, everything changes. The right tackle position just became the most important spot on the field, and guess what? We've got a 6'7", 318-pound beast ready to embrace that challenge. Our veteran leader described him as one of the more physically impressive players he's ever been around. That's 7 years of watching this man evolve into something special. Think about what this means, Falcons fans. In the NFL, protecting the quarterback's blind side is everything. One missed block, one blown assignment, and your franchise quarterback is on his back, possibly injured, possibly out for games. But with McGarry and his ogre mentality, that ain't happening. This man moves like he's 50 pounds lighter, with the agility of a tight end and the power of a bulldozer. Big and strong doesn't even begin to describe what we're dealing with here. Matthews went on to explain that McGarry's ability to move at his size is what sets him apart. We're talking about a player who can pull on sweeps, get to the second level on screens, and still anchor down against the league's best pass rushers. That's versatility. That's dominance. That's what championships are built on. And here's the kicker: Matthews has complete confidence in McGarry's ability to handle this new responsibility. When he said, "When you do the fundamentals well and do your job well, you don't really think about that stuff," he's telling us that McGarry has mastered the art of pass protection. It doesn't matter if the quarterback is right-handed or left-handed, and McGarry's technique is so sound, his fundamentals so solid, that he's going to keep that pocket clean. But wait, it gets better. Or should I say, it gets more intense. Day 2 of training camp erupted into chaos, and I'm not talking about your average pushing and shoving. We had multiple skirmishes breaking out, and the names involved? They're going to shock you. Picture this: 3rd series of 11-on-11 work. The offense is rolling. first play goes smooth with Tyler Allgeier taking the handoff, grinding out yards like the beast he is. Everything's cool, everything's controlled. Second play, Michael Penix Jr. connects with Drake London, our star receiver, making another spectacular grab. But back at the line of scrimmage, all hell breaks loose. James Pearce Jr., our first-round edge rusher, and Ryan Newsel, our center, get tangled up, and it's not just a little pushing match. We're talking about real intensity, real fire. And before you know it, Leonard Floyd, veteran presence, team leader, comes flying in to defend his rookie. On the other side, Matthew Bergeron jumps in to back up Newsel. Suddenly, we've got a full-scale brawl brewing. But here's the insane part on the very next play. Another completion to London, another fight. This time it's Pearce again, now mixing it up with Caleb McGarry himself. The same veterans jump in, Floyd and Bergeron leading the charge, and suddenly head coach Raheem Morris has to pull the entire team to midfield for a come-to-Jesus moment. Now, some people might see this and think, oh no, lack of discipline. But NAH, that's not what this is. Jeff Ulbrich, our defensive coordinator, said it perfectly. We're trying to develop a culture, a style of play, for sure. Part of that is the violence in which we play, aggression, urgency, and all that. This is controlled chaos. This is what championship teams look like in training camp. Speaking of James Pearce Jr., this first-round pick ain't here to make friends. This man was everywhere during practice. In the backfield disrupting plays, batting down passes like he's playing volleyball, getting physical with offensive linemen who've been in this league for years. And yeah, he's in the middle of every physical confrontation. That's the kind of dog mentality we need. But it's not just about the fights, it's about the effort. Pearce was out there on special teams, grinding on kickoff coverage. First-round picks don't always embrace special teams, but this kid? He's trying to make an impact everywhere. That's the kind of player who changes a defense, who sets the tone for an entire unit. Ulbrich's message after practice was crystal clear: thrive, don't retaliate. He wants that intensity, that violence, that urgency, but channeled in the right direction. He said, you're going to get agitated, especially when you're playing really good defense. The offense is going to get very agitated. So, you got to anticipate punches being thrown, things being said, people being pushed. In those moments, you got to thrive, not retaliate. That's championship DNA right there. That's the difference between a team that folds under pressure and a team that rises to the occasion. And from what I'm seeing, these Falcons are built to rise. And if you thought that was all, hold up. We've got position battles that are going to have you on the edge of your seat. Let's start with the kicking competition because this is wild. Youngho Koo, our veteran, our reliable leg, went out there and nailed 4 out of 5 attempts. Good from 37, 40, 47, and 53 yards. That 47-yarder he missed? Hey, it happens. But then Lenny Krieg steps up, this young gun trying to make a name for himself, and goes perfect. 5 for 5. We're talking 33, 37, 47, 50, and a bomb from 55 yards out. Now, I'm not saying Koo's job is in jeopardy, but competition breeds excellence. When you've got two kickers pushing each other like this, you know that come game time, whoever's out there is going to be locked in. This is the kind of battle that makes both players better. Let's talk about our quarterback situation because the numbers from practice are telling a story. Michael Penix Jr., our franchise quarterback, went 13 for 16 and 11 on 11 work. That's 81% completion percentage against our first-team defense. And remember, this is the same defense that's bringing that aggressive, violent style of play we just talked about. But here's what's even more impressive: Drake London caught all 3 passes Penix threw his way. After what some called a rough Saturday, London came back with a vengeance. 2 of those catches came during those plays with the fights. Talk about maintaining focus amid chaos. The third? A 10-yard touchdown against the first-team defense during red zone work. That chemistry between Penix and London? It's not just building, it's exploding. When your quarterback and your number 1 receiver are connecting like this in training camp, with the defense bringing maximum intensity, That translates to points on the board when the games count. But it wasn't all offense dominating out there. Our defense made some spectacular plays that had the entire field buzzing. Dante Manning broke up an end-zone pass from Penix to Kader Hodge. That's lockdown coverage right there. Jesse Bates III, our all-pro safety, did the same between Kirk Cousins and tight end Joshua Simon. And Mike Hughes? On the last play of the day, he forced an incompletion from Cousins to Nick Nash. These aren't just random plays, these are momentum shifters. When your defense can make plays like this against quality quarterbacks throwing to talented receivers, you know you've got something special brewing. This ain't the same old Falcons, people. This is a team with a new identity, a new attitude, and a new destination, the playoffs and beyond. Every single sign from training camp points to one thing: this team is ready to shock the world. From McGarry's Hogan transformation to Pearce's rookie fire, from the kicking competition pushing everyone to be better to the quarterback-receiver chemistry that's already in mid-season form, everything is falling into place. The message from the coaching staff is clear: play with violence, play with urgency, but play smart. That's how championships are won. That's how legacies are built. And that's exactly what these Atlanta Falcons are doing. Are you ready? Because this train is leaving the station, and you better believe it's headed straight to the playoffs. The culture has changed, the mentality has shifted, and the Atlanta Falcons are about to shock the world. Rise up, Falcons Nation! The revolution starts now. And remember, when they ask you where you heard it first, you tell them right here. This is your source for the truth about what's happening with your Atlanta Falcons. Get hyped. Get ready. Get loud. Because September 7th can't come fast enough. The Dirty Birds are back, and they're hungrier than ever. Go Falcons!